Yeah? Cool. So, well done. It's definitely recording, yeah?
Yeah, recording. 4 seconds.
Beep or anything. I just didn't hear the beep.
Yes. One more time? Or?
No, it's fine. People like this. This is like a build-up to the most important lesson of the intermediate term. Verb patterns. This is the most important work we've done. So many problems come up with verb patterns every lesson. It's so important we get them right. And here are the most common ones. We've put them into 5 columns because they have different structures. And some of these are really amazingly startling to you that you've never thought of before. When we use words like, love, hate, enjoy, can't stand, we always use an ing verb straight after. I enjoyed meeting him. I finished answering the question. I stopped feeling homesick. I can't stand doing homework. I love going to the cinema. I hate shopping. Always with an ing verb straight after it. I don't mind looking after your dog. Brilliant stuff. I've noticed with the word start that you could say I started working or I started to work. This is the right answer, but this one seems to work very well. So here are some very common verb plus ing patterns. Over here we have verb plus to infinitive patterns. Like this one here, I need to go to the toilet. We have to put to after need, otherwise it's a bad sentence. I would like to call you, I'd love to call you. These are really important because they sometimes get confused with I love going shopping, I would love to go shopping. When we use I would and then love, we use the to infinitive. But if it's just I love, if it's just I love, it's ing. If it's I'd love, I would love, then we use to infinitive. Some of these are a little bit more complicated, like sometimes we stop feeling something, but sometimes we stop to do something else. We're doing something and we stop doing it in order to do something else. So sometimes a verb might have a different pattern depending on the context. Remember, after want, we use the to infinitive. I wanted to say, I wanted to see. Even if it has a little object in the middle, like he wanted me to stay. We still use the to infinitive even after we put a little somebody object in there. Notice how, and this is interesting, a lot of the time with somebody objects we use the to infinitive, but not always. If I want you to do something, or if I invite you to do something, here are the very common patterns. Help me to carry this. Here, I asked him to move his car. I told them to do it. He invited me to go out. But sometimes with these verbs and somebodies, we don't have a to at all. Here are some interesting ones. You made me feel very happy. Let me know what you think of this. Let me finish my book. Help me carry something upstairs. Notice, just like here, there are a couple of possibilities you could use either. And that's just my opinion, by the way. The correct answer is start working and help me carry. But I've heard this and it sounds fine. And finally, another very, very common verb pattern, in a way it's not a verb pattern, it's the one where we have the preposition following and then the next word is an ing verb. And here are some really interesting ones. Thank you for having me, you say after you've stayed round to somebody's house. She's looking forward to working, or I'm looking forward to seeing you, or I'm looking forward to meeting you. These are 2 very common verb patterns. I'm looking forward to hearing from you soon. These other ones aren't so common. I'm thinking of going out. He succeeded in passing his driving test. But these are the most common verb patterns. Now, before we finish this video, I just want to show you your homework. Here is English Grammar in Use, my favourite book. Now, you'll probably notice, if you open up the book to units 53 to 68, these are the verb pattern units. If you look in that section, you'll probably notice I ticked something for you already as I've got to know you. That's because you're making mistakes here that you need to fix. We've picked up on some really important ones today. Units 53 to 68, let me just explain to you very quickly what they do. Unit 53 is all about the verb plus ing. It's all about column number 1. This whole unit, just about this column. Now, in Unit 54, it's all about column number 2, the verb plus the to infinitive. In 55, it's all about the verb plus an object plus the to infinitive. In 56, it's verb plus ing or verb plus to infinitive, where we have to think about the meaning to choose the correct answer. 57 is the same, because that's a very big topic. 58 is the same, because it's such a big topic. 59 is not so important, you don't need to worry about that unit. 60 is all about preposition plus ing, and that's about it. 61 is not so important. 62, once again, is about the preposition plus ing. And finally, Unit 63 is different expressions with the verb ing, okay, which is a nice one to do. So, that's your homework. Those units, you have till the end of September to complete them. So now we're in June, July, August, September, 4 months to complete them. And I'm going to hand out some theory in a minute. Thank you.